Hello everybody, welcome to Project Beauty, where we talk about project panning and everything beauty related. My name is Jen. Updating you guys on This is Pantasy, and it was created by Alyshia. And I believe her channel is Wonder in Alleyland, I believe. I'm so sorry, I always screw that up, I think. Hopefully it's correct. So I've selected 7 prompts. And these are supposed to be updated like every other month, but I'm doing monthly updates because, sorry, my kid's trying to steal the show. So I'm doing every monthly update because I'm choosing usage goals for most of my stuff, and I want to use through a bunch of different things all the time. So we're just going to go ahead and continue this as rolling style, and I'm going to start with the very first item that I have, which is for Chimera. That was the prompt, and it is a Franken product, which is a blue eyeshadow, which I never use. And honestly, I'll swatch it for you guys. I've never actually used it. It's not a terrible color, but I just have no desire to wear blue eyeshadow. So I think what I'm going to do in the future, not now, this month I'm working on all green eyeshadows kind of thing, or making sure there's green within my eyeshadow look in some way, shape, or form. So what I might do next month is blue. Actually, no, next month is Pride, so that's going to be rainbows, but maybe July or August I will do blues, and that's when my usage will start. So I'll try to make it before October, October 11th, which is when this ends. So it started October 11th of 2021 and it ends October 11th of 2022. So I will definitely try to get this done. Oh my gosh, I have no desire to use it. And I know I'm like forcing myself. I don't like to hate pan, but it needs to get used. I would like to at least try. I'm wearing blue actually on my eyes today. I have green in the center, and then I have some blue, which is this shadow right here from Cleona. But when it's on the eye beside the green, it picks up a lot of the green shift. So it just looks like it blends in beautifully. At least I see a little bit of more green. I don't see really any blue when I'm wearing it. And I love that for me because I'm not a fan of blue on my eyes anyway. So that has no usage, and I only have it in for 5 uses. Like, how sad is that? It's been in since October last year. It is now May, and I have no use on it. Just swatches. So yeah, it just shows me, like, maybe don't Franken a blue freaking eyeshadow that you're never going to use, right? All right. The next one is Phoenix, which is a repressed or a depotted eyeshadow. And I'm going to my little trusty Sephora Z palette. And for this one, I have selected the eyeshadow called Spoiled Sexy, which is right here. Now, I have that one in for 15 times usage, and I currently have 13 uses. So I'm not rolling it out. What I'm going to do is just use it more. I'm going to go over the 15 probably, or maybe just try and hit the 15 and call it a day. But because I only have 2 uses left, and I've been actually grabbing toward that a little bit more, I'm probably just going to use it as many times as I can the next month, and then just either roll it out or decide if I want to keep it in or put it in another project later. So it's just something that's been working for me. And I find that it's really nice for an all over nude eye look with a hint of mauve. So yeah, it's just a very nice shade, and it would be nice to see how far I can get on it this year, but I have so much eyeshadow that I want to do usage goals on, and I think it's not the right time for me to try to hit pan on shadows where I'm not sure how fast it would take for me to go to pan on them, because I have so many other goals. So I'm not going to put any pressure on myself. I'll just use what I use in the next month, and hopefully I will surpass the 15 uses and make a tiny little dent, and I'll be very happy with that. It doesn't look very used at all though for 13 uses. I have like the tiniest, barely there, like maybe baby dip forming. It's like barely, it's like this, the width of a piece of paper dip. It's so small. But I can see some usage, but literally it looks like someone just swatched it once and returned it, kind of a thing. You know what I mean? I don't know why I said returned it. Oh, I'm trying this new drink here. There's no ad. Don't worry. I'm not getting paid for this. I decided to try it. I don't drink a lot of pop. So this is a lot for me and I am like bouncing off the walls with energy right now. But this, it has vanilla and coffee. That's the only reason I picked this up, because I bought one for my husband because he loves vanilla Coke and he often makes coffee flavored vodka with coffee beans and stuff. It takes a long process, but the flavor is beautiful. And I normally, if I'm drinking hard liquor or something like that, I usually drink it on the rocks or a shot or whatever. I don't usually drink a lot of pop. So I thought I would try this, and it's so good. But I'm like, I can't drink a full can of pop. It's just too much for me with like the syrupy, sugary taste. It's too much, but this is actually really good. It is actually very good. Okay, it could take paint off your car, but you know. So the next one I have is Troll, which is ugly packaging. And for that I selected an Ofra brush, with an Ofra blush, a blush, which is very old packaging. I think they have new packaging now and it's better than this, I believe. I think it's like the highlighter packaging. This is really terrible. It's like drugstore, poor quality. It doesn't, like, you can hear this. It doesn't even like fit super tight together. So I could totally see this drying up and just falling apart. But it is the most beautiful color. It's absolutely beautiful. I received this from Rania because she decluttered it from her collection, and I am so thankful that she did and she gave this to me because I love it. I would actually like to keep it in, but I have to start loving some of my other stuff too. But this is like the perfect shade for me. I adore it. It's beautiful. So that one is now reached goal. I had a goal of, where am I here? 10 uses, and I did reach that a while ago. So that is now rolling out. The next one is Elf, which is makes you feel beautiful. And for that one, I've selected my MAC blush in Breath of Plum, which again is so beautiful, so stunning. This one I had a goal of 10 uses, and I've also reached that goal now. So that one is also rolling out. And what I'm liking is I can kind of see a tiny paper dip on this one as well. But again, I mean, literally if I gave this to someone, they would think I never used it. It looks so untouched, but at the same time, I know and I can kind of see. I'm going to go with that. The next is Zombie, which is product falling apart. And for that, I selected, now this is Revolution highlighter highlighter reloaded in Raise the Bar. But it's in Mirabella packaging because when I received it, the highlighter was completely shattered and I had to repress it into another container because the jar or the container it came in was busted. So this is my repressing job. It's the best I could do. It was crumbling already out of there. But it is the most stunning highlight. If you like a nice, like, light gold highlight, oh gosh, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. I love it. It's literally perfect. It's so nice. Because when I tilt it where you don't see the sun, like the sun, whatever, the sun, lights, anything hitting it, it's kind of very similar to my skin shade. And then when you look at it, it's got this beautiful, just lightly grazing glow. It's so stunning. Anyhow, I had that one in for 5 uses and I used it 6 times. So I have surpassed. Of course, I wanted to use it more, but I'm trying to pan a highlighter that I have on today, which is also stunning. That one is also rolling out. So I have 3 rollouts so far. The next is Fairy, which is a plant or nature themed product. And for that, I decided to use my Revolution Chill palette because clearly there's plants like all over it. And so I wanted to use this 5 times. This is actually not a terrible palette. I was expecting it to be really, really bad, but let me show you the shimmer on this, okay? Look at this. Can you guys see that? Like, it's actually really, really good. And on the eye, it looks so nice. Like, oh my gosh. And it has a couple of glitters though. Like it has a silver one, like a greeny one, and then like a deep green one. So I used the gold shade a couple times. I used this shade. I used this shade, the dark brown. What else did I use? Exhale, this one here. And I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that might be it. Oh, maybe Candyland as well, this one, if I haven't pointed to that one yet. But yeah, so I've used this 4 times and I have a goal to reach it 5 times. So I'm considering this a rollout because literally one more use, I could just use it tomorrow and be done with it. So I'm going to consider this a rollout as well. And so I have selected all new items for those 4. So we're going to go ahead and talk about those now. I used the Spin the Wheel app, which is so much fun. And also I let my son do it today and he lost his shit. Like he was so pumped to hit the spin button and watch it turn that we had to download it on his tablet because he was just having so much fun with it and he kept pointing to my phone wanting to play with it. So we just downloaded it for him and he's having a great time now. So anytime I have to select items, I'm gonna let him do it because it was so cute to watch. So I have first selected, oh, I'm sorry, I have one more item actually. Now this was a werewolf, a celestial themed, and I also had a Makeup Revolution item in there. I think it was the Constellation palette, but I have decluttered that. I really did not enjoy it. The dark, how do I put this? The dark shadows were patchy and like they just wouldn't perform well. They wouldn't pick up well. And any of the other shadows that were in there, basically I had. So I didn't need that. So I have since decluttered that one. It was not the best performing. If you like very soft looks that don't have a lot of impact, that would be perfect for you. But for me, it was just very lackluster. So I ended up switching it out with, where am I here? So I feel like this is somewhat celestial, but I decided to do the Club Nebula, Club Nebula, Angelica Nyquist, and Kaleidos palette. So I actually used this once. I did a call with Deb and we decided to play with this and my look turned out so fun. I loved what we did with our eye looks using this palette that I needed to bring it into a project. And I even said to Deb, like, I'm going to find a way to get this into a project. So what I did was I looked at the theme of that was celestial, and I feel like with the stars and stuff on it and things that it kind of falls into the category and it's dark and stuff. So I decided to use that one. So that one has only 1 use out of 5 on it, but I'm so excited that I have it in there because really those shadows are so stunning and I really enjoyed playing with them. I had a lot of fun with that palette. So now I'm going to show you the 4 that I've just rolled in today. So the first one is Kraken, and I believe I had Kraken already, and it's lots of pigment is the prompt for it. But the reason I'm re-rolling is because I have already rolled out that other product, and I wanted to bring in one of my Blend Bunny palettes, and this was perfect for lots of pigment. So I am bringing in the brand new Dollhouse palette. I haven't even opened or touched it yet. So we're going to go ahead and have a look at it now. I think I have a hair or something going on here, but it's just like the most beautiful and very like different nude shade that I haven't, or not shade, but like a color configuration, color story that I have not really seen from a brand before. So it looks like this inside, and I feel like, I know they have tons of pigment, but I feel like this would be perfect for me to use, especially on days where I'm going to be working from the office. So not only is this going to give me tons of payoff, but it's going to at least be fun for me to use. And I'm really excited to dive into this. So I'm like, I've been thinking a lot about my eyeshadow palettes lately, and I know I have a lot I need to use. And I think these 5 use goals are probably the best thing I could have done this year. And I think I may continue on with that next year. Because I'm really enjoying using it a few times and then rolling it out. But there are some eyeshadow palettes that I'm just like, I could use this for continually for months and just be totally fine with that. So it's nice to know that in my collection I have a few eyeshadow palettes that are like that, but not all are like that. And this is a way that I can still use everything that I put money out for without feeling like I'm leaving anything behind. So if I continue like this to the future, I think that will just be so much better for my collection. And it'll at least give me, I think like 5 uses would be a good idea to try what you have and see if it performs well. And if you like it, it gives you a decision on, is it something that you want to keep, or is it something that you may be able to move forward from? So the next one I have is Gnome, which is a gemstone and mineral themed item. And for that one, I've selected the Huda Beauty Ruby Obsessions eyeshadow palette. And I'm going to go 5 times on this one as well. And of course, Ruby, it's a gemstone. And the reason I selected Ruby is because look at the colors. I love red eyeshadow. I don't wear it a ton, but this gives me an opportunity to wear it 5 times. So I'm really excited for this one, and I cannot wait to smear it all over my lids. I'm so pumped for that one. The next one is the Basilisk, and it's dark matte shadow. And for that, we're going back to a single here. And I've selected this one, which is MAC Shadowy Lady. And it's very, very mattified. They swatch terribly, so I'm going to really perform or push my finger into this. I can't talk. I think I have way too much sugar in me right now. Like, I'm just all over the place. But look at this eyeshadow. It's like a very, very grade purple shade, and it is so nice for an outer corner color. That actually swatched really well, better than I was expecting. But it looks like that on the eye as well. There is so much pigmentation. It is so deep on the eye, and it just makes the outer corner look so good. So it's not quite a black, but it's a beautiful deep purple, almost like a gray eggplant. And I absolutely love that color. And I've used it so much that I actually have the tiniest like pencil brush dip going in this. It is very small. Like, you'd have to touch it in order to be able to feel it. But I know it's there because I just swatched it. And I use this so much, but I'm not even barely making a dent on this thing. Like, it's going to be in my collection forever. I will have to replace it before I even use it up. So that one I have a goal of 10 times use because I feel like I would get 10 times use on that. So that one's fine for 10. And the last one, which is Hydra, which is a product you keep panning but never finish. And of course, I selected highlighter. I was going to do blush, which I wish I did because I just rolled out 2 blushes. But I decided to choose the Anastasia Moonchild highlighter palette. And I'm going to go in with 1 shade only, and that is Lucky Clover, because I'm working on greens this month. So I'm going to use this one right here for 5 times. And I think that's fair, 5 times. And then it doesn't take a lot of like game or whatever away from using my other highlighter that, why can't I talk? It doesn't take any uses away really from my other highlighter that I'm trying to pan this year. I want that one out, but I also need to get use on this. And it doesn't really look very green at all, but it will blend in with the eye. And I can also use it on my brow bone. If I really want to get the uses, I can use it there as well instead of on my cheek, and I can still use my other highlighter. So there are ways that I could use this without really interfering with the rest of my progress. And it makes me happy because I need to start using all the things. So that is everything that I have. I know I was all over the place. I am so sorry. I am feeling the energy and the sugar rushing through me right now. This is like, I'm like, I can't even talk. I have all the things going on in my head. I'm like a little, like, you know, a dog playing with a toy and then you see a squirrel. It's like, that's me right now. I'm like all over the place. So I sincerely apologize for being all high on sugar here, but I will let you guys go. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Why did I take this blush out? I have a blush in front of me and I don't know why I took it out. Anyway, okay. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys again in the next one. Bye, everybody.